Yeah, it's staying there as well. Right, firstly I'd like to get the formalities out of the way, so I'd like to mention how stunning Abby looks today, as well as nearly all of her bridesmaids. I'd like to thank my best men, Cake and Ginge, and all the groomsmen for being there for us. They're all scattered around and everything. And I'd like to thank the majority of them for moaning about bank trainers as well. But most importantly, I want to thank everybody that's here. Because it means a lot that you spent your money to come and spend today with us. This speech is going to be a break from the norm for me, as I'm always very funny. I thought I'd approach this differently and leave the punchlines out and be straight from the heart. So here goes. It's not that long either. Yeah. I'll take it back a little bit to when me and Abby first met and began this adventure. Our first date was at Silverstone for the MotoGP. I'm starting to cry a bit here that I never thought I would be crying about, so you have to bear with me. We sat together in the pouring rain for about 7 hours and we saw one bike go past in that entire time. And it turns out it was the only time that it got cancelled since the early 80s, which is just our luck. That had probably been the first and last date for some couples, but not for us. One of the following dates we had was a walk around Meadowhall and a meal, and this was the first time that I met baby Jake. From the first second that I peered over the pram to look at Jake, I was met with a menacing stare. Jake held this stare the entire couple of hours that we walked around Meadowhall, and he didn't blink, he didn't look away, and he just stared at me constantly with an expression that said, "I know what your game is, dickhead, leave mine alone." I knew that I had to do something to break the ice with Jake, so later on we were sat in Krispy Kreme, and we just had a coffee and Abby kept breaking little pieces of donut off and just giving Jake tiny little bits. When Abby went to the bin to put our rubbish away, I saw an opportunity. So I reached into the box and grabbed little Jake a full donut and handed it to him. To this day, I've never seen a child as happy in my life. He held the donut out, lifted it above his head. He looked at me, looked at the donut and just face planted it. When Abby got back seconds later, it was too late. Jake was caked in chocolate, high on sugar, but most importantly, my best friend. From that moment on, myself and Jake have had an unbreakable bond. Another date we went on was a big one for Abby and me. More so for Abby because it was the first time she let her guard down and introduced me to Lewis. On this date we went to watch the Steelers. I knew that the donut trick wasn't going to work on a 5-year-old, so I had to bring out the big guns to make the right impression on Lewis. I did this with a model Valentino Rossi bike, one which I had when I was a kid. When I met Lewis, I was talking to him about Formula 1 and Lewis Hamilton, and I explained to them he's got toy cars from the greatest Formula 1 driver, Drew, where are you? Greatest Formula 1 driver. I've lost where I am now, just to get a little figure. Cheers. I felt like some foundations for the bonds that we now share were created in that moment, but I knew that there was work to do. Since then, Lewis and me have been to watch loads of Marvel films together, we've played football together, he's nutmegged me several times, we've had father-son moments on the PlayStation, me teaching him things and passing the torch. Over time, me and Lewis have become have certainly developed an unbreakable father-son bond. Right, just one second, let me have a drink. Right. Abby, Lewis and Jake came into my life when I was at the crossroads. I could have quite easily ended up in a completely different place to this if it wasn't for them. These three originally gave me the motivation to become a better person. I finally not had one but 3 reasons to better myself, to grow, to develop new skills and to achieve goals. Things like a driving licence, a better job, and to kick certain habits. I can't thank Abby, Lewis and Jake enough for how much they helped me without even knowing. From the moment of meeting them, everything I did for them. I still do for them. I did for them, and I still do for them. for what you've all done for me. I can't thank you all enough, and I love you unconditionally. At this point, I'd like to also thank my parents, because if it wasn't for them and the upbringing that they provided me and my brothers with, I wouldn't be able to apply the lessons that they taught me in my life. They taught me to my life now, raising my own family. I owe a lot to you both, so thank you very much for everything that you've done for us, and I love you a lot. Shortly into Abby and my relationship, Abby got pregnant with little Marshall. Any reservations I had about our relationship soon evaporated when I realised that I wasn't scared that we was having a baby. I wasn't nervous, and I wasn't having any second thoughts. Because of this, it was at that moment that I knew I wanted to spend the rest of my life with Abby, building a life for our boys and making many memories as life goes on. One of the first things Abby and I quickly realised was we had a very similar taste in music. Eminem, 90s R&B, hip-hop. Unbeknown to us at that time, this taste in music would greatly assist in the naming of our youngest child. When one of us suggested Marshall, after Margaret Mathers, we knew straight away that this was the name that we were going for. Thank fuck both of us wasn't crazy over meatloaf and music. Abby and me are lucky enough to have such a strong relationship because of how we complement each other and our shared interests. Where I'm weak, she is strong, and vice versa. For example, Abby is hyper-organised, like Monica Geller levels of organised. Whereas I'm more last minute, wing it and see what happens. We sometimes think exactly the same things and say them at the same time, kind of like finishing each other's sentences, but better. An example of this was once in Edinburgh. We were sat in Rhodes drinking rosé wine, talking about Pirates of the Caribbean. And after the conversation finished, we both just randomly said, "Here be Joanne," in the Jamaican accent from the film. Shout out to the Jamaicans. It may sound silly to you, but these are little exclamation points on the strength of our relationship, for us that prove we are meant to be together. Even planning this wedding, designing the table plans, the decorations, the colour scheme, everything, it was easy for us because we love the same things. We're absolute soulmates. We sit and talk about football, MotoGP, Formula 1. There's only a few diamonds out there like that, and I'm looking enough to now call her my wife. Abby is my best friend, my soulmate, my boss, and now my wife. I couldn't be happy about it. I feel like the luckiest man alive. I have a wonderful wife and 3 incredible sons. I feel like I'm on top of the world. I love all four of you with everything that I've got. Abby, I thought that it mattered what I said or where I said it. Then I realised that the only thing that matters is you. You make me happier than I ever thought I could be, and now I'll spend the rest of my life trying to make you feel the same way. At this point, myself and Abby would like to raise a glass to the people that can't be with us today. We know that you're all looking down on us and sharing the day with us. There are a number of people that we wish could have been here today to share in our celebration. We all miss you very much, so please join me in raising a glass to the people that can't be here. Anyway, enough of the waffling. I'll hand it over to Ian, as I know he's keen to do a speech. I'm just kidding, it's best for everyone that he stays sat down. I'll wrap you up now so you can all get back to the alcohol after listening to these two. Well, thanks again for being here. It means the world to us that you can be here. We love you all very much.
Marshall.
Right. Hello everyone. Anyone who doesn't know me, I'm one of Luke's best men, and I'm also a man of the task. We get him into shape to be these fantastic suit for today. If anyone else wants any dieting tips or wants to join my free 30-day fat loss program, meet me at this afternoon. There's a wedding day special that's going to be going on. Right, that's my shameless business plug out to play. Real reason that we're here. The Pearson wedding of 2022. God, I make it sound like an annual event. Then again, a loose track record, who knows? Abby, don't think you're getting away with this. At least we made it to this one. It's usually a job at best man to reach the room, tell them about vile stories, just be a kid in general and be a knob. But I'm not going to do that, mainly because most of the vile stories that happen in Luke's house, in Luke's presence involve me, and his mum and dad would probably never speak to either one of us ever again. So for purposes of this, I'll try and keep it PG and limit my swearing, which will be very difficult. But Luke's been my best mate for like close to 20 years now. It still blows his mind because he's been telling everyone for the last 10 years that he's only known me for 8. So, but we've been through thick and thin together. Like mainly Luke's hair, which is still clogging up. It's still clogging up and sinking in a hotel in Ibiza at the minute. I can remember Sheila looked at disgust on face of the Spanish maintenance man's face when he walked in to see a sink full with 9-day-old water, toothpaste, Dax wax, my ginger beard, and clumps of Luke's hair. I'm pretty certain he muttered, "You dirty English bastards." A large chunk of my unusual friendship was spent buzzing about in my little 106, having a smoke because we thought we were hard as fuck. Katie was sleeping back most of the time. We'd be doing laps of town, me on wheel, Luke on DJ duties with a CD wallet, and Celine Dion blasting out of my 69s. Yes, we were that cool then, and we are that cool now. We got joined working together, which were an absolute nightmare for any manager. We once got tasked with taking the stock taking cellar at Brentwood. After about 10 bottles of beer, 15 packets of crisps, it turned out they were a little down on stock and had 2 staff at the bar. I said, "Oh, I was sound." Luke had a sniff at alcohol and started to get Larry like he does. But I'd like to call mid-20s as eyebrow licking years, so less said about that, the better. As we've grown older, our friendships changed, and we've actually grown up a little bit. But it still only takes like one look, one comment, one song, and we can go straight back to being idiots that we've always been. And this is the reason why I'll always be my best mate. And I glossed over at the beginning about Luke and Abby's last week comment, but I remember the first time that Luke rang me to tell me that he was going on a date with Abby. And I'm not going to lie, I was shocked at first, because at that point, there weren't 2 people that I thought I'd ever put together. But they came into each other's life at the exact right moment that each one of them needed each other, and now I couldn't imagine 2 more people that suit for each other. In our friendship, I've always been Luke's come-to for advice and help on things. Cheers, thank you. I've always been one that Luke's come to for help and advice on things because he's a little bit hot-headed at times. And I'm classed as the sensible one. But seeing how Luke's grown as a person, a man and a father over these last few years has been amazing. Like coming into both Jake and Lewis's life from day one, he took on a level of responsibility that others wouldn't, and Abby never forced that on him. He wanted to do it. He wanted to be part of their lives, and it takes a big man to do that. The final piece of the puzzle was completed with Marshall, and seeing how he's a father and a role model to all 3 it's fantastic to see. But, right, I've waffled, right? We've got some eating, dancing, and some boozing to do. So I just want to thank Luke and Abby for allowing me to be part of their special day. Could everyone please just raise a glass for the new Mr. and Mrs. Pearson?
Everybody wants to just go back to doing what they were doing. Okay,
Listen, it's not going to be drawn out because obviously it has been a long day already. We've got to read on a big couple of times, so I've tried to keep it as informal as I can. So here we go. So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Now that the ceremony is over, we've come to the most important part of the day, where we can enjoy Luke's friends making complete twats themselves. We're here today in sunny Cyprus, not so sunny now, the sun's gone down, at a great expense, thanks Luke, to talk about 2 special people. We're also here to talk about Luke and Abby. Most of the people know who I am. For those who don't, I'm Mark, one of Pearson's mates. A lot know me as Fakey. I've probably known Luke now for around 16 years. Feels like a life sentence. Our relationship has certainly been longer than others. Firstly, I just want to thank everyone who's here today. That's made the effort. Clearly, Luke and Abby, a lot of people who care about them and love them and who wanted to be here. I didn't really realise the answer to so many friends this year. When I found out Luke was getting married, I had no doubt it was going to ask me to be his best man. Not because of our bromance, simply because he wants to see me embarrass myself in front of a lot of people. Again, just so he can take this out me even more than he already does. Jokes aside though, there comes a time in everyone's life when they meet that one special person, the one in love with, their soulmate. The most important person, the person you die for. Look, that was 16 years ago when I met me. A couple of years ago, Luke asked me what I thought about wedding. I told Luke that I was flattered, but what happened that night between me and him was a one-off. Right, we're rolling again. So this part of the speech is when I speak about how me and Luke met, but I don't like repeating myself a second time around. I covered that at the first wedding. So, if you want a copy of that speech, I'll be at the bar and I will take drinks with me. That being said, I think it's fair to say, well, Luke and Abby have had lucky escapes and that's what brought them together today and that's what's made it perfect. Like I said before, we've known each other many years now. There's more memories and moments than I can remember. When it started off, me, Luke and Ginge, we were inseparable most of the time. Always with each other, getting up to no good. I'd love to share some of those moments, but for legal reasons I think it's probably best we don't. What can I say about Luke though? He's as predictable as a baby. All you need to know about Luke is that when he's morning, he's either hungry and tired or needs to shit. All three. And when he is in a mood, it's best to stay well away from him for your own safety. I know this because I've spent many days and nights away with him. 3 consecutive days together. He's about my limit before I want to kill him. So I mean, hats off for having the strength to put up with his farts and snoring. Well done. I'm going to wrap things up now. It's been a great holiday so far. Wedding's been amazing. It's been a really good day. Venue was perfect. Food was nice. Everyone looks fantastic. It looks absolutely beautiful. So let's enjoy the rest of the celebrations. And one more time, raise a glass.